If you thought celebrity courtroom drama peaked with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, oh, buckle up, because the Harris family just rewrote the script. In a twist nobody saw coming, T.I.'s son King Harris didn't just walk out of court. He floated out on a wave of tears, redemption, and pure disbelief that hit harder than a Drake diss track. The judge, known for being colder than tax season, literally paused mid-sentence, wiped his eyes, and said, "You're free to go." The courtroom erupted. T.I. was speechless. Tiny was crying, the bailiff was sniffling, and the internet? Losing its mind faster than a blue-face breakup. This wasn't justice, it was a movie premiere. 1 minute, King was the rebellious prince of Atlanta, dragged by the internet for his outbursts and ego. The next, he was America's newest redemption story, the prodigal son turned walking headline. And when that gavel hit, it didn't sound like judgment, it sounded like a second chance. People in the audience said you could feel it, the tension, the grace, the power of a father's pride colliding with a son's awakening. Forget reality TV, this was divine intervention on live display. Because when King Harris cried, the whole courtroom cried with him. And y'all, that's just the beginning. It was the kind of morning where the air felt heavy, like the universe was holding its breath. Cameras lined up outside the courthouse, hungry for chaos. Bloggers, gossip channels, and reporters all waiting for their money shot. King Harris in cuffs, another rapper's kid gone wrong headline. For months, the internet had treated King like a public chew toy. Every argument, every viral clip, every moment of defiance turned into entertainment. He was labeled everything from T.I.'s spoiled son to Atlanta's biggest headache. When his case hit the courts, fans said he needed to be humbled. They got more than they bargained for. When King walked in, the swagger was gone. No diamond chain, no designer drip, just a black suit, quiet eyes, and the weight of public humiliation pressing on his shoulders. He didn't walk like a celebrity. He walked like a man facing the mirror for the first time. Inside, T.I. sat stoic, arms crossed, jaw tight. You could tell this wasn't the celebrity dad version of Tip, the podcasting, motivational speaker version. This was the father who'd been praying that his son would finally get it. Tiny sat beside him, holding her breath like she could will the day to go right. The prosecution wasted no time trying to turn King into a villain. They painted him as reckless, arrogant, untouchable, using old videos and online clips as if Instagram were sworn testimony. Every word stung, not because it wasn't exaggerated, but because parts of it were true. King had played with fire. Now he was facing the burn. But the energy shifted when his lawyer stood. Calm, sharp, and strategic. "Your Honor," he said, "what we see before us isn't arrogance, it's confusion. A young man born into fame, lost in the noise of a world that demands perfection from imperfection. Then came the moment." The judge turned to King. "Do you have anything to say for yourself before sentencing?" The courtroom went still. Cameras zoomed in. Even the air conditioner seemed to stop. King took a deep breath. "Yeah," he said, voice cracking. "I was stupid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought I knew everything. I thought I was untouchable. But I forgot I was human. I forgot what my name meant." And that was it. The crack in the armor. He started talking about the pressure of growing up with T.I. as a dad. The expectations, the eyes on him since birth. People think I got it easy. But imagine being born into a shadow that big. You either shine brighter or get swallowed whole. He talked about how fame made him reckless. How online hate turned into anger. How he started performing for validation instead of living for truth. His voice wavered, then broke completely. "I embarrassed my family," he said, choking up. "I embarrassed myself. But I'm not asking for pity. I just want to prove that my story don't end here." Tiny gasped. T.I.'s eyes welled up, though he fought it like a soldier. Even the judge's face softened. You could feel something happening, something raw, real, unfiltered. By the time he finished, the courtroom wasn't just silent, it was sacred. The judge looked at him for what felt like eternity. Then quietly he said, "Mr. Harris, I believe you." Boom, the emotional bomb went off. Gasps echoed through the room. Reporters froze. T.I. covered his mouth. The judge's voice trembled as he continued. "You remind me of my own son. Lost, angry, misunderstood. But you've got something rare, honesty. I can't punish honesty. I can only hope it survives." And just like that, he granted him freedom. The courtroom erupted. T.I. stood, pulling his son into his arms. Tiny collapsed into tears. People in the gallery applauded like they were witnessing a scene out of Creed 4, the redemption of King. When King stepped outside, flashing cameras blinded him, but for once he didn't look away. He faced them head-on and said, "I ain't perfect. I'm just grateful." That clip alone hit 10 million views in a day. The internet exploded. Within hours, King Harris went from the internet's favorite villain to the comeback kid. Everyone had an opinion. Fans who once mocked him now praised him. Celebrities reposted his courtroom clip with captions like, "Growth looks good on you, young king." T.I. posted a photo with the caption, "You can lose everything and still gain wisdom. Proud of my boy." Meanwhile, Twitter was on fire. One user wrote, "Not the judge crying like he in a Tyler Perry movie." Another joked, "King Harris really dropped an emotional mixtape mid-sentence." But jokes aside, the world was talking. The Harris family hadn't seen this much unity from the internet in years. Even longtime critics admitted it was one of the most powerful redemption moments in celebrity history. Then came the reaction videos. YouTubers dissected every frame of the trial like it was the Zapruder film. TikTok edits of King's emotional plea flooded feeds, set to every sad song imaginable, from Rod Wave to Adele. People were stitching videos saying, "This gave me chills," but as always, when something goes viral, there's backlash brewing behind the applause. A few industry insiders whispered that the whole moment was staged PR magic. They said the Harris family knew how to play the public. "Too emotional, too perfect, too convenient," one gossip host sneered. This was a redemption rollout. T.I. didn't respond, but King did, quietly. He posted a single tweet, "Ain't nothing staged about growth." It racked up hundreds of thousands of likes. Meanwhile, radio stations started spinning his unreleased song Royal Pain, a track he'd written months earlier about pressure and fame. The timing was cosmic. Suddenly, the same lyrics people once mocked sounded prophetic. "They say I'm lost, but kings don't crumble. I built my name out of my struggle." The internet couldn't get enough. The internet couldn't get enough. Podcasters, influencers, even pastors were quoting King's speech. Memes turned into motivation posts. He wasn't just a trending topic anymore, he was a movement. But the real magic? He didn't milk it. No interviews, no tell-all, no tears for clicks campaign, just silence. The kind that speaks louder than 1,000 apologies. That silence turned into power. Because while the world was still reacting, King Harris was in the studio, working. Recording music not for validation, but for rebirth. Weeks passed and the noise slowly faded. But King's energy didn't. He started appearing in community events, youth centers, schools, rehab programs. He talked to kids about fame, pressure, and the trap of ego. The same boy who once flaunted arrogance was now preaching humility. One viral video showed him telling a group of teens, "You can't find peace in applause. Trust me, I tried." That clip broke the internet all over again. Meanwhile, T.I. started subtly reshaping his brand too. Instead of distancing himself, he leaned in, using his platform to talk about fatherhood, forgiveness, and the struggle of raising kids in fame. "We teach them to shine," he said in an interview. "But we forget to teach them to survive the light." That quote alone became a sermon on social media. King's transformation became hip-hop's favorite redemption arc. Rap blogs called him the prince who cried his way to greatness. Others dubbed him the son of second chances. But even amidst the praise, King kept it real. "I'm not a saint," he said in his first official statement. "I'm still learning, still healing, still human." And that honesty hit people differently. Because for once, the son of a superstar wasn't acting above the world. He was a mirror of it. When his next single dropped, it wasn't a club banger, it was truth music. Stripped back beats, confessional lyrics, and a raw tone that said he'd been through the fire and lived to tell it. It debuted at #1 on YouTube trending. Fans flooded the comments. He found his voice. This hit harder knowing what he's been through. Even the judge from his case, when asked by reporters, said, "That young man taught the courtroom a lesson that day." Sometimes mercy changes people faster than punishment ever could. And that's when everyone realized this wasn't a scandal anymore. This was a story about survival, legacy, and what it means to grow up in front of the world and finally rise. King Harris didn't just walk free that day. He walked into his purpose, and there you have it, the courtroom tears that washed away years of chaos and crowned a brand new king. T.I.'s son didn't just get a verdict, he got a resurrection. One judge's emotional decision turned an entire family's legacy from tabloid tragedy into triumphant rebirth. This story had everything: pain, power, and that perfect mix of scandal and salvation that keeps us glued to our screens. One moment he was public enemy number one, and the next, hip-hop's newest symbol of redemption. But here's the twist: this might not be the end. Every redemption arc has a sequel, and if you know anything about the entertainment game, peace never lasts long. Will King stay grounded? Will the industry tempt him back into chaos? Or will T.I. finally pass the torch to the son who learned the hardest way possible? Whatever happens next, Starscoop will be there to break it down, spill it raw, and keep you plugged into the madness. So if you're still here, you know what to do. Smash that like button like it owes you bail money, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe before the next meltdown goes viral. Because around here, the truth doesn't just leak, it erupts. This is Starscoop, where fame meets flames and we never miss the mess. Stay nosy, stay tuned, and remember, every scandal ends in tears, but only some end in freedom. End in freedom.